Hey. Welcome to the Mind Fuck Podcast. No, me breakdancing. Welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for taking time out to hang out with me. I am uber grateful you're here. My name is Wonu Alishe, and sometimes I do go by Amazing Soul. Now, SEK stands for fun, compassion, and kindness. Now, on the Mindfuck podcast, what we essentially talk about is nervous system regulation, how to safely build trust between your brain and your body so you can start to have the internal capacity to process your emotions, and also how to start reconnecting with your inner child so you can start to remember how to truly be human and really enjoy being alive. Now, before we start into today's episode, we have like a mini tradition. There's a list. The title of the list is Reminders to Being Human. Now, the intention with reading that list to you is to, first of all, remind myself, and also in the hopes to remind you on your journey. All right. Reminders to being human. Have fun along the journey. Show yourself compassion. Be kind to others. Being complex and being simple can hold true in the same breath. Stay curious. Hold space for pauses. Hold space for not knowing. Never underestimate the power of silence. Nature has a lot of wisdom. Pay attention. There is power in we than I. If nothing else makes sense, come back to love. Pain is our greatest teacher. And the very last one, never underestimate your ripple of existence. I always like that part of the show. Anyways, let's get into the fun part of the show. All right. I want you to picture something simple, my friend. It's early in the morning. It's not one of those I have my life together mornings. It's just a regular morning. Your alarm goes off. Not aggressively, just enough to wake you up. And before your eyes is fully open, your hand is already reaching to your phone, and you probably scroll a little bit. You probably check your text messages, maybe Instagram, maybe TikTok, maybe your email, and your body's still laying there, quiet, still, waiting. And somewhere in that moment, this very faint signal going on in your body. It's not loud, it's not dramatic either, it's just very subtle. Maybe your chest feels a little tight. Maybe your stomach feels off. Maybe your shoulders already feel tense and the day has not even started yet. But you don't even really notice what's happening. And if you do, you probably move past it very quickly. Because the reason why you do that is because your brain is already moving. Your brain is already planning your day. Your brain is already thinking 10 steps ahead. Your brain is already organizing. Your brain is already saying, okay, what do we have to do today? What time is that meeting? What should I eat today? Where should I get my coffee from? Your brain is already doing all that. And just like that, You've already left your body, my friend. You're not present anymore. Now, I want to talk to you about that exact moment today on the podcast. Because for a long time, that was me for a very long time on my journey. I used to think listening to your body meant something big, maybe something even spiritual, something I had to learn to do properly. Like I needed a perfect routine to listen to your body. I mean, like I needed the perfect environment, the perfect mindset. But the truth is, I wasn't even noticing the smallest signals that was happening in my body already in real time. That's where it starts. It's not with the big awareness, it's with the very small, mundane, ordinary, everyday fucking moments. I remember one moment where I was sitting in my car and I turned off the engine and I parked outside a grocery store and I had no reason to stay in my car. I could have gotten out of my car, right? I could have just gone into the grocery store, do what I had to do, but I did not move. I just sat there. And I remember thinking to myself, why am I still sitting here? Right? And instead of forcing myself to get out of the car, for once, I just stayed. I stayed honestly with myself in that moment. And I noticed something. My chest actually felt tight, you know, and my breathing was a bit shallow. And I just noticed what was happening in my body in real time. It wasn't anything dramatic. It wasn't even overwhelming in that moment. It was just there. There was just that feeling there. If I'm being honest, my friend, my first instinct back then was to ignore myself. I mean, to distract myself, to probably grab my phone, scroll on social media, because that's what I was used to. That's what I did for so many years. But that day, though, I chose not to. I did not. I stayed. I just sat there in my car. And I remember saying this in my head, I'm literally just noticing what's happening in my body. And the intention wasn't to fix anything. I wasn't trying to logically label what was happening. I wasn't even trying to calm myself down. I was just fucking noticing what was happening in my body. Right? And that felt uncomfortable as fuck. Like really fucking uncomfortable. Because I wasn't used to staying with myself like that in real time. I wasn't. I was used to moving, go, 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 go. I was used to distracting myself. I was used to thinking my way out of things. It was already an automatic behavior at that point. And this is something I want to be very honest with you about, my friend. When you start listening to your body, it does not feel peaceful at first. That's the truth. It can actually feel way more uncomfortable because now you're noticing things you used to avoid that was already there. Nothing is changing, you just became aware of it. For example, how you tense your body actually feels most of your day, how often your jaw is clenched, and how your stomach tightens when you check certain messages. Or, for example, how your breathing changes when you feel pressure in your body. These are everyday, ordinary moments that's been happening to you for decades. You don't need a meditation session to notice them. They're already happening. You just got to notice that's already happening in real time. Like, for example, like when you're in the kitchen and you're standing in front of the fridge and you're not even hungry. I mean, you're not hungry, but you're looking for something to put in your mouth to eat. It's not right or wrong, right? Or when you're replying to a message and you reread that message like 5, 6 times because you don't want to say the wrong thing. You overthink it. Or for example, when you're laying in bed at night and you're just scrolling endlessly on your phone, not because you're even interested in what you're looking at, but because you don't know how to stop yourself, right? Your body, my friend, is speaking in all those everyday moments. But if your brain is always leading all the time, you won't hear what your body's saying. And that for me was my pattern for decades. I mean, my pattern was overthink every fucking thing. My pattern was trying to figure out everything out in my brain, in my head, trying to get it right, right? And at the same time, I felt so disconnected from my body. I felt very restless for years. I felt on edge for so many years. And I didn't even realize that my body was giving me information the entire time. I just had to pay attention, not in words, but in sensation. That's what my body was giving me, right? But I wasn't paying attention. That's not right or wrong. It just is. I mean, the constant tightness, the heaviness in my chest, the restlessness, the warmth, the ease, everything is information. That's the language of the body. Sensation. What you're feeling in the moment. That's how your body communicates with you. And here's where I struggled the most. I did not trust the sensation. Even when I started noticing my body, I did not trust what my body was telling me initially. Right? I will feel something and I will immediately question what I was feeling. I'm like, is this real? Am I overreacting? Am I just being overly emotional? You know? And then immediately I start to feel that, I will go back into my head, trying to analyze it, trying to make sense out of it. And this is something I want to say clearly today on the podcast, my friend. Listening to your body is not just about noticing. Listening to your body is about building trust. That's the foundation. And trust does not happen overnight. Building trust does not happen overnight. It takes time, it takes patience. I remember let me give you another example. I was about to say yes to something, and it wasn't even a big decision, just a small, yeah, I can do that. And before I responded to this thing, I felt this slight contraction in my chest. Very, very subtle. Almost so easy to ignore, right? But I felt it though. And my brain immediately said, it's fine, just say yes. You know, my brain wanted to override that feeling because that's what I was used to. I was used to overriding myself, saying yes, being agreeable, keeping things smooth, keeping the peace, right? But my body felt tight in that moment. And I paused, just for a second. And I noticed and I asked myself, what if this feeling, this sensation means something? That question changed everything for me, right? It wasn't what's the right decision to make in this moment. No, it wasn't what should I do right now. No. But it was, what if this feeling, this sensation I'm feeling is pointing me to something, right? And instead of answering that right away, the response, I waited for a few hours. I noticed that the tightness did not go away. It stayed, right? And for the first time, I said no from a place of just truly listening to what my body was telling me in real time. And I'll tell you, it felt uncomfortable as fuck because my brain was like, why the fuck would you do that? You could have just said yes to keep the peace. Now, this is awkward as fuck. But my body felt lighter after doing that because I listened. That's how you build trust. And that's when it started to click for me. Oh, holy shit. Your body doesn't speak in logic. Mm-mm. Your body speaks in signals, information, sensation. That's how it communicates with you. And if you keep overriding those signals, you slowly stop trusting yourself. That's what happens. It's a two-way street between yourself and your body. Not because something is wrong with you, no, but because you're not listening to your body. And I've lived that before for so many years. I mean, there were so many moments in my life where my body knew before my mind did. So many. I mean, in relationships, in environments that didn't feel safe, in conversations that I needed to just shut down, but I ignored it because I did not trust what my body was feeling, because I was taught to think my way through everything. Do you see, my friend? And over time, doing that for so many years, that creates a disconnect between your brain and your body, where your body is saying one thing and your mind is saying another thing. There's a huge disconnect if you do not listen to your body for so long. And if you feel stuck in between, and if you're asking yourself, okay, so how do I start listening to my body's intelligence? Like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? I will say this, it doesn't start with big changes. No, it starts right here. Right here. I mean, in very small, mundane, everyday life moments. I mean, it starts when you wake up in the morning and before you grab your cell phone, you notice what is going on in your body in real time. I mean, what does your body feel like? Is it tight? Is it heavy? Is it soft? Not what you think. I mean, what do you feel, my friend? That's how you build trust. That's how you listen to your body's intelligence. And when you're about to respond to a message, you pause for a second. What is happening in your body, right? Or when you're eating, are you actually tasting the food, or you're just rushing through the food? Are you tasting the sensation, the flavors of the food, or you're just rushing through it? Or when you're tired, do you push through? Or do you acknowledge that, fuck it, damn, I feel tired, and that's okay. That's being human. These are simple things, my friend, but they fucking matter because they add up over time. And I want to be real as fuck with you, my friend. And you're probably going to forget this a lot. And that's okay. You're going to go back to into your head. You're going to overthink. That's okay. You're going to ignore your body. That's okay. That's being human. That's normal. That's being a fucking human being. I still do it sometimes, you know? But the difference now for me is this. I notice it faster because there's more connection between my brain and my body, and that's the shift. It's not perfection. It's not doing it right all the time. No. Mm-mm. It's not linear either. It's just noticing and remembering to come back to your body over and over and over again. That's it. Because every time you notice your body and you stay with your body, even if it's for a few seconds, oof, you're building something, something magical. You're building trust. And trust between your brain and your body changes every fucking thing in your life. Because I have lived both sides of this experience. I have. I mean, the side where I was constantly in my head and trying to control everything in my life. I mean, over analyzing every fucking thing in my life, always being on edge. And there's also the side where I started to listen, though, to my body. It's a slow journey, it's gentle, it's soft, it doesn't require you to force yourself. And I can tell you, because I've lived both sides, ooh, the other side, life feels so fucking different, man. It's not perfect. It's not easy all the time. It is human as fuck, though. And I feel more connected. I feel more alive. I feel more in my body. You start to feel when something is off because even before your body feels overwhelmed by emotions. That's the beauty of listening to your body's intelligence. You start to recognize what feels good for you, not just what looks good on paper. That's the beauty of listening to your body's intelligence. You start to make decisions that actually align with you, who you are, your essence. That's the beauty of listening to your body's intelligence. Not because you figured it out logically, but because you felt it. And that's what I mean by your body's intelligence, my friend. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. No. But it's consistent, though. It's always been there. You just got to listen. You just got to choose to slow down and listen. I mean, when you pause, when you pay attention, listen. So the next time, my friend, you catch yourself overthinking a decision you have to make in your life, just pause. And instead of asking yourself, what should I do? I'm inviting you to ask this instead. Ask yourself, what am I feeling in my body right now? And start there. That is enough. Start there. You don't have to get it right. No, that's why you're a human being. You don't even have to understand it fully. That's why you're a human being. You just have to notice. No effort is required to notice. And that's how it begins. That's how you create trust. That's how you create safety. And once you create the trust and the safety, it gives your body to fully update itself because your body's already intelligent, right? And once you create safety and trust, you start to respond to life and not react. As always, my friend, I want to thank you so much for being here. I want to thank you so much for listening. And I'm sending you so much love from my heart to yours. Thank you.